Grand Rising, everyone. It's Tracy, and I'm back with another video. So, I was getting, last night before I went to sleep, I was getting something about the E-True scan. Okay. So, I really wasn't, I don't know what that, I just was getting something about scanning the room, scanning people's minds, memories, whatever, something like this. So, I didn't know if that was telling me like that these people are the ones that being scanned for information, or these are the people that doing the scanning. All right, watching, mocking, viewing. Same thing as like the whole thing with the big butts and stuff like this. But at the end of the day, it's the regular looking women, all different shapes and sizes, that's being exploited in their private homes, and that these people are trying to sneak into your homes and energetic energy to get to you or your children or something like this, or me and my children, or whatever this is. So when I woke up, one of those memories came up on my page, but it's not there anymore. Usually it'll give me, throughout the day, a couple times it'll pop up with that memory. But I feel like somebody kind of fucked up. They knew I was going to react, and they already had a response, right? Whatever I react to, they will have a response and then pile it on. But I seen something like jump, right? Because I put up a post years ago about something that I found in a book, and it was having something about like the Carolinas, and it said these people. It was saying all this other stuff, and then there was a part highlighted that these people are nearly black. But then, I mean, you can look at black, and that term can mean other things as I think white. Okay, in some vocabularies. Okay, but and it says something about North Carolina. They could be trying to do this because I noticed that the darker skinned people in the family, like my auntie Jenny and her children, they're really dark skinned. And I remember a couple years, like probably when I was still a teenager, when they moved to North Carolina. But I really necessarily think that that was um, the New Hampshire, whatever they were trying to manipulate to end whatever was originally from the Carolinas, and place that there. There could have even been a property, or there could have been some kind of dominion that these people got that comes from my dad's side of the family, but those are people from my mom's side of the family. So there had to be something that they did with the dad. I'm hearing in the 80s they could have done something to behead or something this person, and then another time maybe in the 90s. So, but also there's something about skipping succession, or when it comes to some kind of dark order. Because I was hearing that song Painted Black for the past 3 years. I was hearing that song Painted Black, but then I was thinking, I remember when I told y'all, like in my late 20s, early 30s, when I remember when I was going out with my BFF and her friends. mm, I noticed that they all started wearing black. Right? This could also be something to see that you were denied by God. Now you need to go dark, or you need to go black, or under, or in the underground or something. But black, again, color could have something to do with your complexion, these things, but also could be a covering. So I hope people know that when some of these books was written back then, that some of these people, they were walking up on people that was covered from head to toe with paint. Okay, I, for one, do not think that very dark skin. I think that there's races. I think like the not the Yuchi, but it could be, but like the Navajo and the Arapaho, they may have like a darker leathery skin color or something, but it still has a little bit of like candy red. I don't know. It's a strange kind of. It kind of reminds me a little bit of my grandma, but not really on my mom's side. Okay, but again, it talks about complexion and stuff like this in the earlier parts when you look it up in etymology. But then in the middle, it says that mainly it starts talking about a covering. Okay, and then mm, what was I seeing? When I first picked up these cards and brought them off the table, whatever, this was in reverse. But when I actually put them down and started using it, it's in the upright. But you notice how these black trees is behind this Empress. This could also mean that these people are not backing the Empress or something like this in the reverse. Somebody could be um, the Empress is catching on to something. This could be some kind of sacrificial ritual of like body snatching or body swapping that happened. Because my mom them, they have nice bodies for today's men that like large, large back size or something like this. I just don't think when I was growing up, I had a nice size. I didn't have my backside was like good but proportion, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't huge. You know what I'm saying? Like there, I had a nice ass shape, but it just my butt was not huge like that. And I feel like somebody was trying to say like I'm gonna be jealous or something, but I just remember my body being fucking banging, right? But my thing is until after I had my first daughter, and then I got a belly, and I just didn't have it since. Okay, but that's why I was thinking about like the real me, what happened, because no, right after I had my daughter, I was living in Gurnee. I was living in the Granville or Grandmore house or whatever it is. Okay, at my dad's girlfriend's house, the stepmother energy. I was, but I was telling you, I kept on hearing. I wasn't there at the wedding. I don't think that they were married. I don't. That's just my opinion. And I didn't see no proof of it, no pictures, or nothing like this. That's just my opinion. I feel like a lot of esoteric shit was happening then to solidify or being fronted and stunted on for now. And even if it was, it don't matter because that don't have nothing to do with mine inheritance. But I feel like it has everything to do with it because they were trying to change the line of succession or they were trying to change something and have this person at 47 years old have a healthy, intelligent child that would be able to take over my throne. But we know that mainly women, especially Caucasian women, when they have children, it's not really normal for them to have children that late. And even if they do, it may be some complications, or the children may have some type of something. This also led me to think about people about this new elite race or this other elite order that uses more like bogarting and bullying, okay, harassing, gang stalking, instead of like who has time to do this that got that much money on their mind or in their bank. So it's something people complain about the elite, but I say, okay, how do we break down the elite? Is there a bunch of people that have a low IQ that got a lot of fucking money, or people that stopped growing at the age of 15 and they some grown ass people with all this money and all they can do with this? What would 15-year-olds want to do? Create a burn book, embarrass people at school, play hoaxes, play tricks, try to make people sick, try to ruin people's lives, get aggressive over boyfriends and girlfriends, or these are the people with the money, but their wars on really not being happy after they stole people's bodies and heads and body parts and children and and there's nothing else to do but then now harass the person like you already got whatever it was. Why are you still? Because you could get away with it and cover it up with your money or hide. Like there's something else that's wrong here. All right, because I feel like even if we're talking about like the elite, like the Rothschild, these old names or whatever, it's like these are people that might have had money for a long time. Like imagine what they was doing when they first was getting money. They was getting more. They wasn't concerned about you or me or what the fuck was going on over here, unless there was some type of gain or some type of something in that group of people that they needed to be able to mine or get, and they weren't making themselves obvious and gang stalking. They were silently figuring out a way to get this without being seen. They wasn't, you know. You see what I'm saying? So, and I feel like this also with the other elite, the real elite that really built real shit, that really built an infrastructure here. You know what I'm saying? This could be something like in their free time, which they probably have a little bit. They could pay to have some kind of experience or something like this, or whatever this is. Somebody could get addicted to this or whatever, but the fact that those people were able to create stuff that they could be proud of, that they didn't have to hide and make money, and we could see that that's what they was making money on, even if it was a front or a cover. These motherfuckers don't care. They sit there and act like, oh, I got all this coming in. They don't promote their businesses. They don't wear their brands. They don't want you to know what brand it is. They hiding everything under a secret LLC. Most time that means, baby, damn, you is that yours? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing? Or you don't really got nothing. You wasting time and space up there in the elite form, and you really ain't producing nothing that's actually beneficial. Are you just being used to be a brain dead puppet? You see what I'm saying? To take up that space for somebody else. I was also think about how heavy that is, because we, even in America, most of our doctors are of another race, from another country. Do you understand? That has some sense of what Americans have, and say, I want to go there and make something out of myself and be a doctor or a lawyer or a judge or something like this. Okay. And they came here and they got grants or they got help to do that, and that's what they became, right? But there's a lot of people out here that were Americans that maybe didn't know about these programs. It was harder for us to obtain these things, to get some type of, grant or scholarship or something to become a doctor. And think about how many American doctors, because it's really not, you know, even though we was eating junk food and doing all this stuff for all these things, like, I know back in the 80s or whatever, you most doctors you went, it might be one Indian doctor you run into, but most of the doctors were still, like, probably in the 70s and 80s, was still more Caucasian. It could have been splitting over. You get what I'm saying now? Still there's different, like Chinese, Asian, something like this. Now we may have a couple Africans or something like this coming into the medical field. Like, you could go to a hospital in a small town area or a regular, everyday town or something, and you may get like an African doctor on the list or something. Um, to be honest, I've been to a lot of doctors over the years, and I don't remember like an American where I say, I've been studying American Indian stuff for a long time, where I can say, even looking back, that I ran into an American Indian, like a American breed brown person that was a doctor. I don't think so. If it was somebody dark skinned, they were Indian dark skinned, like from India, or they were African. Okay, so it's just like how many positions or jobs have been taken by other groups where we needed to see more American doctors. Okay, all right, that might be deeply, richly rooted in this soil, take care, to care or take care of the people from this soil, just for other beneficial reasons as well. I be just dissecting shit just a little bit. Now, I did see a post of somebody was like, "Oh, all these tarot readers and all this stuff. This is wicked." You can't really say that, because God said that we can use anything, we could do anything we please. We can use anything that we please when it comes to what we're doing as His children here. It made me think about how people are trying to say. I was just riding back from the store a second ago. I'm like, "Oh, these people are disgusting," or something like this. Like, this is somebody that could look at you and like, "Bitch, we seen you." You know, we seen you wake up in the middle of the night, go in the bathroom with that secret illegal camera that we be watching you through, that we know is wrong, but we sinning, but we doing it anyways. We spying on the Holy Spirit or God's children. But we seen you wake up in the middle of the night or something like this and then wash your hands, after you use the bathroom or something like this. Or we seen you, those pillows on your floor when you be at home and you got your D baby throw the pillows on the floor and you just leave it there for hours. You dirty or whatever. We seen you scared to take a shower because we watching and we selling your naked pictures on the dark web, and creeps and stuff is going to be looking at you or something like this, or trying to stalk you after that. And so you change you're a little jumpy about getting in the shower, and that means you a nasty bitch because you don't take a shower every day. Ew. These are people that are caused some kind of trauma or something like this, especially with highly intelligent individuals. That's usually hard to break these people. Okay. But like I said, a lot of these people had nasty heart houses, or they were messy, or they had roaches or rats, or they lived in a projects before, or they lived in a apartment or something that wasn't so, or they come from lineages where the grandmother lived in the projects for generations and generations, and then now they're holding on to somebody else's money and they acting like they don't remember that part. You see what I'm saying? So I was thinking about how nasty the minds of these people is, and that's what made me think: is we having a problem with that, or we problem with that? Because even if you have a bunch of elites that are, you know, low IQ, yeah, because they got the money, they could come to those clubs and stuff. They might even be making people loosen up a little bit about different cultures and races and things like this, or something like this. Okay, but it also could, then the other elites, the smart ones, could take advantage of them and then use them for entertainment, or to, bring these silly things in or whatever like this, because they're never really elite. They just could be runners. They're not going to look at them like this if they see that these people have a low IQ. Okay. Also, I feel like this is where transhumanism came in. Maybe some of these people let these people in the group, they can't get rid of them, but they just, this is where we got, people siphoning other people's intelligence, because there's a lot of us that could be very intelligent in a more future drift, like what God's plan was, and we did not get the opportunity to be great because somebody stole it, and they'll never get to the capacity as to what we could have been doing to change the world. All right, and now they have all the finances underneath their big butts, and the people that actually have brains or always thinking, or the thinkers, a lot of people might call the thinkers lazy or something like this, but we're conduits that allow for a lot of shit that not the elite or nobody else put through. You see what I'm saying? So it just made me think about something here. So they just want you to be free conduits and don't enjoy none of it. And that's a problem too, because it's like, what did they call it? What do they call it when you go through, um, I won't call it spiritual. I don't want to, I don't even know what to call it. Burnout. It's almost like they're trying to make us get a burnout. Like God gave us a sustainable amount of natural energy, okay, to put out. And it's almost like that is also an attack too, with global warming and all these, and the Earth's core heat, all this stuff, is to also kind of reject the natural development or the natural resources or what God already created. And these people are using science to combat that, right? Fake people, fake royals, fake rich, fake elites, fake rich people, like rich people instead of wealthy people. It's something like this, okay? This could also be something like we're not figuring it. I feel like somebody's trying to get me to figure out a case. If I could put because I kept on, I was having a dream, girl, when I just woke up a minute ago, and it was like mathematical, but not with math, like numbers. And it was something like, like a vision was happening, and there was numbers up there too, and stuff was dropping down into place, and it was sliding over like some kind of critical game or something, that somebody would have somebody intelligent look at and slam these pieces down and slap these, like close these doors, open up these things, move stuff over here, bring that number down. This person did this person, oh, they was there, and this happened. It was like a very, I don't know. And then I said, ooh, I figured it. And as soon as I figured it out, I woke up from the dream and I could only grasp a little bit of the dream. Okay, and I tried to hurry up and write it down. I tried to hurry up and grab my phone and get what I got from it. But it was like, I know 99 something slid down. I don't know. It just was a weird thing. It had shapes, numbers, words, images, people, names. It just was something that I had to figure out. And then when I wake up from those kind of dreams, sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope they recorded that in heaven, because I don't even know what the fuck that was. I don't even know what that was, but I think we close. Okay, so I don't know if it's a matter of these people already know. Okay. They're trying to see if you know or if I know. Because even my daughter was looking at my phone yesterday. Excuse me. And I was just scrolling on Facebook. She's like, ew. She was like, what's that? And it's just a girl like just shaking her rump in the thing. Like, you know how on Facebook you have like the five little slots up there with, people's reels or whatever, or people's, I think that's the reels or something like this, um, or the story or whatever. But it's like using my face if I want to create a story, and then some other people's stuff right here. And this is a girl with this big old butt just shaking it or whatever. But I wasn't looking at, I was just scrolling. It been up there all day. I feel like somebody want me to look at it, but it been up there all day. But then that's why I was just saying so much emphasis, even with the twerking. Look at this. Don't look at nothing else. Look at this. And I feel like a lot of people, they saying BBL, the BBL smell, but even I feel like at some point in time, even if you don't have a BBL and you got a naturally big bottom, it gotta be hard to keep it, clean. Even my little skinny, little small booty, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I said, it's nothing to do with that. It just has something to do with it being a distraction. Because then I was thinking about like, even if somebody did get a woman with a nice body and everything, like you think about these women, they just show their body or showing their body. Like the human body don't even look interesting to me no more. Like this is what I was telling my person the other day. Everything just looks gross because it's the intentions behind whatever's going on. It's the big something in the room. Like it's a distraction. It's annoying me because I know what it is now. I see what it is. And it's just like I was just thinking like, what's wrong with me? Because I'm looking at there's like AI, or I think it's AI, or some of these guys or whatever that be in my feed. They got these nice bodies, and it's nothing against somebody taking care of their body. I'm not saying that, because I was hearing that it's a group of these people that might be sick, and it's a lifestyle for some of these people to have to keep. They're making it like, oh, look at us, we're lean and everything. But no, some of this for some of these people is a fucking lifestyle because of something that they may be hiding or harboring. So there's a growing thing with showing this journey to fitness. Okay, so besides Instagram, see, because Instagram is just the image that we're seeing. I feel like it's also covering up because somebody's been dealing with an Empress in reverse, and because of the way it look or something, but it's been getting people sick. It's been getting people sick. It's also like somebody had a certain time to transfer something back. This is like somebody still, say you got hit with a body snatcher or something in your childhood or something. This is what the real secret is. And this person just wanted to be seen as you, the energy that you, the vibe that you, whatever. So you could feel kind of like people kind of was in your energy, like, oh, this is our, but the body and the whatever is over here or something. It's just a weird thing that I was seeing. Okay. But somebody knew that they were supposed to swap something back, or something was supposed to be turned back or put back or given back, and they don't want to. And that's why I'm saying it's something like somebody want me to talk about it, because again, I was just feeling good the past couple of days or whatever. My shoulder wasn't hurting, my shoulders wasn't hurting, my neck wasn't hurting. And then now again, and then my daughter, my youngest, was like, oh, what happened to your cough? And I was like, oh, it's gone or whatever. I'm like, yeah. We sitting on the couch and I'm like, yeah, it's gone. She's like, and she was giggling or whatever. Okay. Um, but really it meant so many things. Because I told you they're plugging our children in, they're skipping us out so we can look like the dumb mom, and they're hitting our children with some type of artificial intelligence. And the children are like kind of mocking or laughing the mom or the dad or something like this. Um, because whatever this status is, it's about being immature and being reckless and being these super rich kids that they don't go around and buy Mercedes Benzes and or whatever the fancy car is of the time right now, and do all this stuff. They don't even focus on lace fronts and stuff. These people focusing on like aircraft and shit like this to get them to one place to another to be able to move around. You see what I'm saying? Where in the future we're gonna be seeing certain flying objects just pop up in your neighborhood and pick motherfuckers up in the backyard and take them to Mexico in 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? So they may be doing this already, but it's not. They're going in the woods or something at a time when not that many people are walking in the park, or they're going to a facility, or there's a home with the bottom dug out. Like somebody's already doing something with like secret layers or something like this. Okay. And this is just a sense of knowing and speaking, and source saying you're not that fucking slick. It's not even really like, oh, you be ruining everything. Well, maybe it was supposed to be ruined because I shouldn't even know about it. I mean, I should know about it because of the position that I hold right now. But, I'm not observing it. I'm not there to see. I'm not witnessing it. That's what we'll say. It's the Gnostic energy in me, I'm guessing. The Gnostic dial, okay? It's just a knowing. Like, I know that people in this house are being, whether they know it or not, are being transported. I know. I know. When somebody say, let me go right back to the store, they might be going into the woods and going somewhere. I know. Even if this is a mental thing, if they have to go away from the house to get certain downloads or intel, and it's not physical just yet, I know that that's what they're doing. Whether they know it or not. All right. So we got something being restored here. All right. If all eyes on you, it ain't much you could do with people. So I can see why they might have something else taking care of certain business, or they might separate someone in order to gain. But my thing is, I know that these people, somebody was never planning on putting me back together. They were going to sell off my quarters or whatever this is. Say I have clones, because the way that I would have to move would have to be stealth. If I wanted to go to school, somebody's going to ruin it. So somebody could have came up with a plan to separate me or whatever, to get all the things I need and then place me back together. But somebody's doing something here. There could be a high priestess that's jealous of this empress or something like this. Now, this person could be a good person too. I just feel like with her being in the upright, just like I'm about to say, I just feel like this ain't the Most High. This high priestess can't be the Most High. It just can't. Even this Queen of Swords energy. Somebody just can't be the Most High. These people, one of these people, even if this is this, I'm getting both of these could be darker skinned women too, because they like to say that the melanin is stronger. I don't believe that. White people even have melanin. You see what I'm saying? So, they say it's stronger in darker people, but I don't necessarily believe that. I'm not one that believes it that way. But I think this. Something is going back how it is. Maybe this high priestess could have been working or experienced the lifestyle of a Nine of Pentacles. They was in a Nine of Pentacles. It's kind of like, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. So you can brush my hair in something anywhere. So this is something like somebody was a high priestess, or they were learning, or they were at the foot of the empress, and then they came up and they rose up, or they got a little bit of popularity or fame over the empress, okay, at some point in time. And then we have this Queen of Swords in reverse. That could be with, like I said, a fake Jesus, okay, Hierophant in reverse. This is like double, like somebody about to be trying to pull something. They could be saying one nation under one God, and they trying to pull Allah or Sharia law. That shit is being banned. You could behead them niggas all along the line as this shit goes on. Like America as a feminine energy, Christ as a feminine energy, we cannot afford as a nation for that shit to go for 1 minute. In the energy I'm picking up on Donald Trump, because I saw a lot of Donald Trump energy coming in, but I was seeing a lot of stuff that was coming in yesterday was the old Trump. I'm about to say the old Kanye. It's the old Trump. I think they were trying to reassure or self-assure, but I don't feel self-assured there either, because there's a conflict there. Me knowing that It was written for me to be the first American Indian female president, period. And if whether that don't be seen that way, it don't happen. If they ruin this or whatever this is, it doesn't matter. I still have a certain sense of something running through me. You understand? So, it makes me think, well, even if these are feathers or these feathers were in the upright, you know, and then it switched to the Donald Trump that looked more like my Uncle Jeffrey with a Donald Trump mask on, a Henley. Okay, and on the Henley side of the family, I'm sorry. Really, I would say on both sides of the family, there could have been like hidden intel. Like I just feel like the on my dad's side of the family, the smirk on the face. Okay, my fault. The phone died. So I was thinking about the real fundamentals here. Okay, you get what I'm saying? We got this nine of cups energy. I mean, this king of cups energy. Maybe it is a nine of cups energy because the nine of cups is the next thing. Well, the second next thing in the deck. That's why I was just hearing some smart ass energy. Like it was just a way to prove that like these men are not the best. But there's also a group of women. It's not even about men or women. It's about neither group here. Because people will go back and forth about men this and women this and da, da, da. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It got to do with a certain group of people that are created in his image or the image of us of God or a because there are places in the Bible where it says you go worship your God or something like this or I'm not your God or this God that or no that's what your God said or something like this. So you know that can get a little touchy, but hmm, I was just thinking. Okay, so what was we saying? I said a nine of cups by mistake. I feel like somebody will serve you at also on the side note about this high priest. We already got the high priest out here, whatever. But on the side note, somebody is willing to serve somebody, or mm, I don't know. There could be a nine of, I mean, I keep saying a nine of cups, a king of cups in the reverse. Like the fact that I keep saying a nine of cups in reverse, somebody is willing to share their finances with somebody that's just a high priestess. They don't want to invest maybe in someone that is an empress or something like this, what God chose. Or somebody wants you to be seen as a witch and not as or a high priestess, not as the king of cups. And then this person is going to act right or something. But that's why I said just get out of sight, whoever this is. This could be two energy. This could be like this Scorpio, this candy energy. They both in reverse. We could have this Canaanite person here. It could also be showing like these people were paired up. The Empress was standing alone when these people went to siphon. This is four. We also got that four again. These four people that could have been. Somebody could end up with your image. Somebody could end up with your body. Somebody could end up with your man. Somebody end up with like the following of Christ. Somebody end up with the Hierophant or the Vatican in reverse. It's something here, okay, where people were purposely trying to manipulate with that Empress coming out in the reverse and then in the upright. They were trying to manipulate the situation, but the Empress will be restored here. Okay, there could be some black trees or something. Also, I was just thinking about when the camera went off, like they talk about oh the school dumb us down and everything, but they're or they want you to go to Mount Mary University. You know what I'm saying? When really some of this stuff that God got us speaking is more important and more potent than anything that they was about to teach you at that school. It's just, I don't know, because I feel like somebody even want to bring somebody down to the level of a professor or something, serve as a teacher. But it's like whatever just happened right now. I want to be sitting in my royalties. I don't want to be one of the first that breaks something open that now is gonna be another 80 or 100. I might not even be here on this earth no more by the time the prosperity of what we would start right now is. I don't think that God wants this. This ain't what these people deserve. This is like you get what the fuck you picked. You don't get to force somebody into a lower bracket or something, do this like and then get the thing. Like this is the real wealth. Like what? Mm-mm. No. And then to let them deal with these lower vibrational, maybe even illiterate people with this money and then have them fashion what the future is going to be from here, it's a mistake too. It's like justice have to be served. Like we not doing that. Like judgment is here. Justice have to be served. Whatever this is, there's no yeah with the King of Swords next. It ain't no it ain't no what the fuck you think you just doing. Okay. And also, whoever this is that think they about to be stingy and holding on to that finances or something like this, and then taking a leap of faith somewhere. Yeah, after you got stolen money or somebody else's assets of this person that's raising up anyways, even though you try to keep them stuck in the mud, you can't even be a tiller. You can't even, somebody stole something to go build something, you can't even build now. You looked at as a traitor or something like this. Yeah, it's not even a real King of Pentacles or something. Okay, somebody could have left a child and a mother or a son and a mother or son and daughter or something out of something. Hold on one second.